Paradigm shift. Subconscious mind. Vibration. Abundance. Bob Proctor's timeless blueprint arrives like dawn breaking through a fogged window. Imagine it. Your body is not just flesh and bone, but a constellation of energy, humming at a frequency your feelings can hear. When you impress an idea upon the subconscious, the whole instrument, this living orchestra we call the body, changes key. You don't say, "I've moved into a negative vibration." You simply say, "I don't feel good." Yet feeling is the needle on the inner compass, quietly reporting the direction of your vibration. And vibration writes behavior, and behavior shapes results. Here at the threshold is the secret Bob hammered again and again. You are not a cork on the ocean. You are the ocean learning to move itself. Keep listening, because the greater promise is not inspiration, but transformation, and it won't fully reveal itself until the final frame. We are born brilliant, yet blank. The child arrives without a lock on the gate, no conscious guard posted at the door of mind. So the world walks in with muddy boots. Words, tones, fears, laughter, scarcity, possibility, they all seep into the soft clay of the subconscious and harden into habit. This is how a breakfast table argument becomes a teenager's financial ceiling 20 years later. This is how a parent's worry becomes a child's reflex. It's not fate, it's programming. That programming grows into a paradigm, a master pattern of beliefs and habits that sets the thermostat of your life. You may declare with your lips, "I'm going to be wealthier, healthier, freer." But if the paradigm whispers otherwise, if it says, "Not you, not now," your results will salute the whisper. Picture your paradigm as the unseen conductor of your days. It tells your eyes what to see and your hands what to reach for. It edits opportunities before you even notice them. It governs how you use time, what you call realistic, what you call impossible, and how you react to the moods and opinions of others. It will even dictate your logic. That's why a dazzling idea can feel irrational. Not because the idea is wrong, but because the paradigm has never seen it before. Bob would smile and say, "We don't get energy, we release it." Desire is the switch. When you want something with heart and honesty, heat gathers. The question is not whether the universe contains enough energy, it is whether your paradigm will allow it to flow. And flow is a matter of permission, not possession. Consider the sentence that has trapped generations. We go to work to earn money. Number. We go to work for expression and expansion. We earn money by providing service and creating value, often in ways that stretch far beyond our working hours. The paradigm that says only labor produces income is like a small jar trying to hold a river. People earn while they sleep because they designed a conduit, systems, ideas, assets that serve others at scale. The old paradigm calls it fantasy. A new paradigm calls it Tuesday. Let's step into the engine room of mind. The conscious mind chooses thoughts. Thoughts generate images. Images impressed upon the subconscious become instructions. Those instructions move the body. The body acts, and the world returns a matching result. This is not magic, it's mechanics. Your results are a diagram of your internal pictures. You can name them lucky breaks or bad timing, but the deeper story is always one of alignment. What you planted, you harvested. If the crops disappoint, change the seed. How? Not with sporadic effort, not with a single pep talk that fades by Wednesday. The subconscious accepts ideas through repetition and emotion. That's how the old program got in. That's how the new program gets in. This is why affirmations matter, not as slogans taped to a mirror, but as living currents recited with feeling, again and again, until the words build a highway into the deeper mind. Try this classic Proctor current. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. It is melodic because it must be memorable. It is precise because the subconscious follows blueprints, not blur. And yet, a strange thing happens at the border. You decide to double your income, and the moment you do, every old belief stands up to testify. Who do you think you are? It's reckless. It's unrealistic. You'll fail. The courtroom fills with familiar critics. Don't silence them with anger. Outlast them with repetition. Bob used to call the bridge between knowing and doing by an ancient word, praxis, the integration of belief with behavior. Praxis is when your feet agree with your faith. It's when you don't just study the map, you start walking, even if your legs shake a little. Pause here. Check your emotional compass. Are you feeling lighter or heavier? That's guidance. Feeling is not a random mood, it's your instrument panel. If you drift into fear, adjust the picture. See the goal completed. Hear the applause that says, "Thank you for the value you created." Taste the air in the room where the deal lands. Let gratitude load the image with voltage. The body will follow the spark. And if your environment tries to pull you back, if someone says, "Be realistic," or "People like us don't do things like that," remember the earliest rule. The subconscious cannot distinguish between the real and the vividly imagined. You can build a new internal environment anytime you like. The outer world will wobble, then reshape around it. This takes courage, yes, but mostly it takes practice. It takes the quiet discipline to choose your thoughts like a sculptor chooses the next strike of the chisel. Here's a liberating truth. Proctor repeated with a grin. Dissatisfaction is creative. You can love your life and refuse to settle. Be happy with what you have. Be thrilled by what you're creating. Happiness is the foundation. Desire is the architect. Together, they design a house your future can live in. If your results are the echo of your paradigm, then what happens when you change the voice that speaks into the canyon? Keep listening. The next turn of the story rewires the walls themselves. When the newborn mind is wide open, the world tutors it. By 4 or 5, the child can think, but the program already thinks for the child. If scarcity hummed in the kitchen, scarcity becomes the key you hum without noticing. If boldness filled the living room, boldness becomes your baseline. None of this is destiny. It is simply a first draft. You are allowed, no, invited, to rewrite. To begin, notice your reflexes. Do you react or respond? Reaction is the old program defending its borders. Response is the conscious mind reclaiming authority. When someone projects their fear, you need not swallow it. You can say, inwardly or out loud, "You're entitled to your opinion, but I choose a different vibration." That's not arrogance, that's authorship. Now look at your calendar. Paradigms love to hide in plain sight, especially in how you use time. A person with a paradigm of limitation fills the day with busy work, then sighs, "There was no time." A person with a paradigm of creation designs the day around high-value actions, then watches everything else align. Same 24 hours, different conductor. Ask each morning, what one action would move the needle most toward the person I am becoming? Put that action in prime time. Guard it like sacred fire. Next, observe your logic. If you attempt a leap, does your mind rush to list the reasons it won't work? That's the paradigm clutching the door frame. It's not being practical, it's being programmed. Replace "how could this fail" with "how could this flow?" Replace "can I afford it" with "how can I afford it in a way that multiplies value?" You are not denying constraints. You are training your creativity to meet them. Revisit the vibration feeling loop. Your body is a brilliant broadcasting tower. When you feel heavy, you are broadcasting resistance. When you feel light, you are broadcasting permission. Don't chase motivation, author your vibration. How? 2 steps, endlessly repeated. 1. Saturate the subconscious with the image of what you desire. Clarity. 2. Elevate your state with gratitude. Charge. Gratitude is not a moral virtue here. It is a voltage booster. When you say thank you for what already exists and what is now arriving, your system rises to the frequency of receiving. You may protest, but the results haven't changed yet. Of course, seeds do not sprout the moment you press them into soil. But the germination has begun in a place your eyes cannot yet see. Keep watering. Keep seeing. Keep acting in harmony with the image. This is praxis again, not positive thinking. Praxis says, I behave as the person I decided to become, and in doing so, I give my paradigm no choice but to update. Let's talk about money with the simplicity Bob favored. Money is a servant that responds to order, not a master that commands your mood. Wealthy people tend to share 2 traits. They deliver value to many, and they cultivate multiple sources of income, the way a gardener plants multiple rows so a single frost can't wipe out the harvest. This isn't greed, it's stewardship. You can begin where you are, package a skill, teach a process, license a tool, partner with a builder. Let your imagination propose the channels, and let your behavior negotiate with reality. If the old story yells, "I've never done that," smile and answer, "Perfect, then I'm not trapped by my past." The power that flows into your conscious mind each morning is unconditioned. It is not smaller because yesterday was. It is fresh like sunlight on new snow. Your job is to give it form. Repetition will feel strange at first. You'll speak the affirmation and your body will look around as if expecting laughter. It won't come. Keep going. Speak it in the car, on a walk, between meetings, before bed. Record it in your own voice and let it play softly under your day. Read the book again, the same book, the one that aligns you. Not to collect information, but to install instruction. You're not cramming for a test, you're reprogramming a conductor. Proctor loved stories of athletes and artists who reached the summit, then confessed they didn't fully understand how. They had, often unconsciously, rewritten their paradigms through obsession, environment, and repetition. You can do it consciously. Choose mentors whose language lifts your frequency. Curate conversations. Build rituals that make your new identity feel inevitable. This is the opposite of forcing. It is arranging. Let dissatisfaction work for you. Let it point, not poison. When you feel the tug that says more, don't translate it into shame for what you don't yet have. Translate it into a blueprint. What is the image of more? See it. Name it. Give it coordinates in time and space. Then perform one bold act today that belongs to that future. Send the email. Make the ask. Enroll in the room. Draft the offer. Take the walk. Your paradigm learns from your footsteps. And when resistance returns, and it will, treat it like weather. Note it. Adjust your clothing. Keep moving. The storm does not own the sky. What if the very feeling you've been avoiding is the doorway you've been seeking, and on the other side waits a life that keeps paying you back while you sleep? Turn the handle. Listen closely. Close your eyes. Hear a future memory. You wake to the quiet hum of a life designed, not defaulted. The calendar has white space. The bank account has breathing room. Opportunities arrive like well-timed trains, and you know which ones are yours because your inner station master is calm. You didn't stumble here by accident. You practiced your way here. You changed your inner rhythm, and the world learned the steps. In the glow of that image, let's make the final turn. The promise at the beginning was not a metaphor, but a method. Transform your results by transforming your paradigm. Start by acknowledging what's always been true. It has never been your intellect alone. Intelligence explains how. Paradigm decides whether. Make the decision that your new identity is the one issuing orders from now on. Decision precedes evidence. It always has. The subconscious takes instruction from the most dominant idea dressed in the strongest emotion. Dress your idea in gratitude, certainty, and service. Let it speak with the voice of a future that's already arrived. Create a personal praxis ritual. Each morning, visioning, clarity. For 3 minutes, watch the movie of your life as accomplished. Health elevated, relationships deepened, income multiplied through multiple sources, impact expanded. Feel it, not as a wish, but as a memory returning. Statement, command. Speak your affirmation with a spine. I am so happy and grateful now that... Finish it precisely. Name the quantity. Name the channels. Name the continuity. The subconscious loves specifics. One move, embodiment. Choose one needle-moving act and do it early. Ship value before noon. Become cause, not effect. Reinforcement, environment. Place reminders where old reflexes used to live. Curate your inputs, the pages you read, the conversations you consent to, the rooms you enter, the metrics you track. Each is a vote for the new paradigm. Evening audit, integration. Ask, where did I respond rather than react? Where did I let the old program pilot? Celebrate progress. Rehearse tomorrow's correction. Then rest as the subconscious begins its night shift. Now, widen the lens. The goal is not merely money. Money is a convenient feedback loop. The true prize is authorship, the experience of waking each day inside a self you consciously constructed. That self will naturally serve. When you are lit, you light rooms. When you prosper, you hire, teach, and heal. Abundance is not a private feast, it is a public furnace. If the voice of doubt still lingers, bless it and keep going. Doubt shows your edges. Edges are where growth lives. Remember that the paradigm can't distinguish between the vividly imagined and the physically practiced. So imagine vividly and practice faithfully. You will start to notice small shifts. Conversations that used to trigger you don't. Tasks that used to feel heavy move quickly. Ideas for new income channels arrive while you jog. Allies appear who speak your new language. You call it coincidence. The deeper law calls it correspondence. And this perhaps is the quiet miracle Bob loved most. Once the paradigm tilts, momentum becomes your accomplice. You do not push the boulder up a hill forever. you crest. Gravity changes sides. The same repetition that once installed limitation now installs liberation. You are still you, same name, same eyes, but your frequency, your feel, your fate, different. The world notices. You become that person who always seems to have energy. You don't have more energy, you have fewer leaks. So let's seal this with a vow said softly and kept loudly. I will treat my feelings as a guide to my vibration as a lever for my actions, and my actions as the signature on my results. I will repeat the truth until it replaces the lie. I will respond more than I react. I will design more than I drift. I will be happy with what is and thrilled by what is becoming. I will let my life prove the principle. And now, the promised revelation. Your results were never the point. They are the echo. The point is who you must become to produce them. A person who can hold a bigger picture without flinching, who can love the present while inviting the future, who can release energy instead of hoarding time, who can integrate belief and behavior until they become one seamless current. When that person steps into the room, opportunities stop being accidents. They become introductions. Stand up. Breathe like an author. The page waits. If this journey stirred something true in you, join us beyond the credits. Become a channel member for early access to future films, deeper trainings, and live sessions where we practice Praxis together. We'll keep building the new program, line by luminous line, until the world can't help but mirror it back. Change the paradigm, and the world tilts toward you. Keep walking. Your new horizon is already moving to meet you.